My name is Ray Edwards, and I have a question. Do you ever feel like this? Do you ever feel like you were made for something more? As if there was more in life that you had anticipated. You'd had a dream when you were younger of doing something significant, of having a big impact on the world in a positive way, and maybe you are longing to start a business of your own, or maybe you already have a business, and you even perhaps are very successful, but you know there's something more. You know there's more available to you. Or maybe you have a business and you're struggling to make ends meet, and you think, at this point in my life, I should not be struggling anymore. I can relate, and I would encourage you, don't let this make you feel bad. Don't feel like it's your fault, because I don't think it is. I think the world has shifted in the last decade, and things are enormously different. And that's good news for you and me, because there's a way now for us to have the freedom and live the dreams that we longed to live when we were younger. And if you're still young and you want to live the dreams that you have now, then now's the time. It's a perfect time wherever you are in life. I really believe that I have a unique insight into what it takes to build a business based on your unique calling, your unique zone of genius, if you will. The thing you were made to do. Maybe you have a good job right now. I've been there, I had a good job. I was in the radio broadcasting industry, and I had great pay, great benefits. I got to meet a lot of music stars and travel around, and it was good, except I felt trapped. I felt like I had to ask permission for when I could go on vacation. I felt that way because I did. I felt like there was always more expected of me that I wasn't willing to give, like time that should have been spent with my family. And I eventually left that business and started my own business out of my home, and that has grown into $1 million a year business. Still operated primarily out of my home and this small office. What's that got to do with you? I think everything. Because if you're watching this video, you and I are probably a lot alike. And you probably want to live a life that is filled with a feeling of purpose, of growing influence and impact on the world. And maybe you've wondered, as I have, why is it some people are able to take their knowledge, their wisdom, their ideas, and communicate them to a vast number of people? Maybe coming from obscurity, from nowhere it seems, to suddenly everybody knows their name. Why is it some people are able to grow a huge platform starting from zero and build a business out of that that fulfills the desires of their life and the desires they have to help other people? And other people work just as hard and can barely struggle through, can barely make things work. What's the difference? Well, I actually believe I know. Because over the last 12 years, I've had the privilege of working with some of the biggest names like Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield and Michael Hyatt and Jeff Walker and Frank Kern and many others. And I've also had the privilege of working with people whose names you probably have never heard, from people who operate sporting goods stores, to people who have massage therapy practices, to dentists, to dairy farmers, to a whole array of different businesses. And I've had the privilege of helping them grow and succeed in their business. And I've seen behind the scenes in all these different scenarios, and I believe I know what makes a business grow and work, and what makes it struggle and perhaps even fail. And in this free video training series called The Freedom Factor, I want to share these secrets with you, starting in this video with 3 key secrets that I think make all the difference between whether your business will survive, struggle, or whether it will thrive, and you will have the impact and the influence and the income that you really want. Secret number 1 is most business owners, I find, and maybe this is not you, but most business owners have failed to discover their true mission in life. They failed to discover what they were made to do. They may be good at something, they maybe have talent at it, and people admire them for it and say, wow, you're really good at that thing that you do. But maybe inside they feel like that's not what they were created to do. Maybe there's a symphony in them and they're not meant for the practice of law. Or maybe they're in the symphony and they feel like they should be in the legal profession. There's something inside of you that is your mission, and it's what Gay Hendricks calls your zone of genius. The thing that you can do, and here's a clue how to discover this, because it's so important that you do. Ask yourself, what would I do if I had free time and nobody to be accountable to, what would I spend my time doing? What do I love to do? I would do it even if I wasn't paid to do it. What do I do that when I do it, I lose all track of time and I get into that flow state? That's a clue that you're operating in the zone of your genius, in your unique ability, as Dan Sullivan calls it. It's important that you discover for sure what that is. And so you can begin working on this by using those questions I just shared with you to figure out, are you close or do you need to be doing something totally different? Only you can answer that question. The second secret that most business owners who struggle don't seem to realize is how to distill their message. Because whatever your business is, you have a message that communicates what it is you do. And the way to know whether you've distilled your message or not and made it clear so that people can understand what you do is when somebody asks you, maybe you're at a party or you're at a seminar or workshop, or you're with a group of people, and somebody asks you, what do you do? Do you have a quick answer that intrigues them, that makes them curious, that makes them want to talk more about what you do? Or do you fumble around and find yourself rambling and thinking, oh my gosh, not this question again. It's so hard for me to explain what I do. It shouldn't be hard. And imagine this, if it's hard for you to explain it, how hard is it for them to understand it? My friend Donald Miller says, if you confuse them, you lose them. You should be able to distill into one single sentence something that evokes curiosity and makes them say, well, how do you do that? I want to know more. A friend of mine used to say, the way you answer the question, what do you do, is either the beginning of a conversation or it's the end of a conversation because the person is looking for an escape, somebody else to talk to. So you must distill your message down to clarify what you do so that people want to do business with you. And the third secret that successful, thriving business owners know is that you have to find the right way to deliver your value to the world. Maybe you're working one-on-one with people now and that's not having the impact and influence that you want to have. Well, there are other ways to deliver your value. And you need to explore what's the right way for me to deliver the value that I have to the world. Is it in a book? Is it from the stage? Is it through a podcast? I can't answer this for you, but I can tell you it's probably bigger in scope and scale than what you're currently doing. Even if you're doing those things I just mentioned, how's that working for you? So those are the three secrets, the not so well-kept secrets, but these are three key areas that you need to focus on if you want to really grow a business that changes the world and changes your life for the better. You must discover your mission, distill your message, and deliver your value in a way that has the most impact and influence on the world. So in this series of videos, I'm going to share with you how to do those three things. And I'm also going to share with you how you can profit from what you already know. You don't have to learn some new weird business. You don't have to sell stuff to your friends and family. There's none of that required. And you don't have to invest millions of dollars in a franchise that becomes something that you're a slave to instead of something that serves you. Your business should serve you. You should not have to serve your business. So in the next couple of videos, I'm going to cover the business of knowledge and wisdom and what it means to share your wisdom, knowledge, and experience with the world in a way that's profitable and has a positive impact on the world. I'll share with you how personality-based businesses, how a platform can have an enormous positive impact in the world and can change your life. And this was a big deal for me when I left my corporate job because I had promises I wanted to keep that I'd made to my wife and my son that I hadn't kept up until that point. I hadn't accumulated the retirement funds that I wanted. I had made quite a bit of money for the companies I worked for, but I had kept none of it. And I really wanted to do something significant with my life, something that didn't seem so ephemeral. And maybe that's not your story, but it was my story. And my story was also one of something that I couldn't control crashed into my life and changed my perspective on everything. And it was the hardest battle I had to fight. And I'll share that with you in the next video, along with how you can build a business based on your knowledge, your wisdom and experience, and how you can overcome any adversity, no matter what setbacks you've had, no matter where you find yourself. If you lost your retirement savings in the market crash, it's not the end. It's not too late. It's never too late or too early to build the business you were created to build. So, what questions do you have for me? Because I haven't made, at the time I'm recording this video, I haven't made the second video yet, and I'm looking to you for guidance about what things you want to know. I've got things I want to share with you for sure, but what questions do you have? What comments do you have? What experiences have you had that are valuable or that were hard and tough that you're wrestling with? Put those in the comments below. I'll read every single one of them. I'll answer the ones I can, and I'll answer the big ones in the next video, which will be out in a few days. Until then, my prayer for you is that you would be in good health and that you would prosper in all things. Peace to you and your house.